Now, if you ask anyone who's raced here, they'll tell you, nowhere in the world is more important to get a high qualifying position than here on the windy, chicaney, challenging streets of Monaco. We're about to set the grid for tomorrow's race, but potentially for the end of the race too. So welcome along, everyone, to the Monaco Grand Prix qualifying.
Hello there, everybody. It's Joe here, and welcome back to my F1 25 My Team Career Mode. We're now at round 4 of Season 2. This is Monte Carlo for the Monaco Grand Prix. We have had a driver switch, and for this weekend, we are racing as Franco Colapinto. We will be, in this season for the most part, racing as Kimi Antonelli, but on the odd occasion, I will be Franco Colapinto. There is no set thing for as and when I will be. It's just a case of whenever I feel like. So, we are Franco Colapinto here, and we're aiming to break his duck and get some points around here. We have had the redevelopment succeed. That's the good news. And the research has now gone into development. So, we've got a couple of new parts on the car here, but not all the new parts that we would have wanted. There are still some that are in current development. As you can see, we got through Q1, we got through Q2. Q3 is in the damp with the rain falling here at Monte Carlo. And I can tell you for now, driving this place in the wet, that's a little bit daunting, isn't it? But Senna has currently set the pole time. Look how slowly we're going through the Grand Hotel hairpin. And as we come up to complete the lap, we manage a purple middle sector. This is feeling pretty tasty, I'm not gonna lie to you. And in fact, it is good enough for P3. We did not run in the end, and the light rain eased off towards the end of the session, meaning that times unfortunately did get improved, and we fell to P9.
Formula One returns to Monte Carlo once again today, home to the world-famous Monte Carlo Casino that first opened in 1863. And of course, a certain road race first held in 1929. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. An immense lap from Ayrton Senna yesterday puts him on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hakkinen, Leclerc, George Russell and Sainz, Gasly, Aaron, Colapinto and Jack Doohan, Fernando Alonso, Piastri, Yuki Tsunoda and Antonelli, Bortoleto, Stroll, Nico Hülkenberg and Ollie Bearman, Hadjar, Lawson, Norris and Alex Albon picks up the last spot on the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
39 laps of the Monaco Grand Prix ahead of us, and we are underway here in Monaco. It's a good start. Can we clear Paul Aron straight away? The high qualifying Racing Bulls. No, we cannot. We're having to settle for P9 straight away, and Doohan was having a look to the outside. No way through there, and it's bad news for championship contender Lando Norris being right at the back. But the good news for us is that we're up in P9 and we've had a good start. Now let's not have a repeat of season 1 where we had a red flag and then it all just kept going wrong from there and we ended up outside the points. Let's try and bring home some points this season. We're having a look to the outside of Paul Aron, but there was no way through there as we head down and towards the tunnel for the first time. First of 39 times. This is a long race here at Monaco. But Ayrton Senna, who has won this race 6 times in history, is leading for the first time since his comeback. And is it good to say those words? Ayrton Senna leading a Grand Prix. Aron, meanwhile, he's so slow around this section of the circuit. So that can be where we try and take advantage. We are trying to get closer to have a look at him at the exit of the tunnel, but we're not quite close enough yet. And in fact, we nearly go into him, so I'm having to take some slight avoiding action of the Racing Bulls car. And we're starting to pull clear a little bit of Jack Doohan. We've got a bit of a gap behind us, so we're not looking too shabby as we're now on lap 4 of 39. I'm clearly quicker than Aaron at this stage. Having a look to the outside, no way through there, but look how much quicker we are on exit. I'm having to back out. That is how slow Aaron is off the corner, and this might be an opportunity right here, right now, to have a go into the chicane. Look at the run we're getting on the Racing Bulls. Down the inside of Paul Aron we go, and Aaron just skips across the chicane and holds on to the place. Okay, I didn't even feel like I forced him off there, but Aaron choosing to take to the escape road, and we're going to have a difficult job overtaking him, but we might be setting something up here. Now we're going to go to the outside here, switch over and move to the inside for the next corner. Aaron's trying to fight me off, but there is no way to fight that. What a cheeky little overtake around the final corner of this Monte Carlo circuit, and we move up into P8 ahead of Paul Aron. That is Lance Stroll's car coming to an abrupt halt. Lance Stroll out of the race, and we move up nicely into P8, and we carry on our race now, chasing down Pierre Gasly for P7. I'm so happy with getting that move done, but now we've got to get our head down. What's gone on behind? Has someone slowed down? Meanwhile, this is a replay of the overtake on Paul Aron. I just had to see this again. Oh, beautiful. No idea what's happened behind. But yeah, there's a big gap now as a result. I think somebody, that might have been for Lance Stroll slowing down, I'm not sure. But that big gap is helpful to us as it gives us something to fall into when we change tyres. I am pulling away from Aaron, but I'd like to get clear of Gasly too. And, well, there wasn't a look on down the inside there. Gasly coming off the chicane a little bit wrong. That gave us an opportunity. We weren't able to make anything of it. A little bit of a slide coming out of the swimming pool there. But we're going to try the Aaron overtake on Gasly. Switching to the inside again. Gasly fighting it a bit more. Running over the curb at the final corner, which won't help him. And we are through up into P7 with a nice little move. And now we set after Carlos Sainz. Can we make any inroads on the Williams on this hot and sunny, glorious Monte Carlo afternoon? It's time to get our heads down, get my foot down now and see what this car is capable of in clear air. And we are catching Sainz quite quickly too. So the gap now 1.9 seconds to the smooth operator, but we've had a little bit of a mistake there, and that's cost us a few tenths on the Williams, so we've dropped back a little bit, and now it's time to make the pit stops onto the first set of medium tyres, and away we go. Oh, we've had the issue again with the red light in the pits, not to mention a slow stop. Go green! Why are we sat there? Oh, that's becoming something of a frustration for us. Luckily, it wasn't as bad as what it was in Albert Park, but still not what you want to happen here as we now head back up the hill. P8, so we've not really lost too much, and I think we will still resume P6 once, or P7, sorry, should I say, once the pit stops happen. And this is Max Verstappen retaking the lead, Senna in the pit stops, and Verstappen taking it in the pit stops. So Max Verstappen making the undercut work, retaking the lead, and unfortunately Senna will have to wait for a victory yet. But we're charging back up to Sainz, and once again the gap down from 6 seconds to just over 2 seconds. We clearly have the pace on the Williams, but the problem is, kissing the barrier there. Problem is the medium tyres won't last so well, and I'm already starting to feel them sliding a little bit more than I would like. But we've got the gap pretty much to do it, and Piastri to make a pit stop. That is Kimi Antonelli coming to a halt. So Antonelli's race ending there. He's parked pretty much on the racing line. How is that not a safety car? How is that not a red flag? That is dangerously parked for Antonelli, but yet they decide, no, race on. So Max Verstappen, slightly offline at Imola, no, instant red flag. Our teammates just pretty much parked it on the racing line. Nah, that's okay, green flag racing. What? I'm sorry, what? That's absolute bull. Anyway, we're getting ready for our second stop now. And pushing on. That's Leclerc facing backwards. What has happened to Charles Leclerc? Can he recover that? Well, he can't because he's been disqualified. But what happened to Charles Leclerc? Let's take a look at what happened, shall we? Leclerc heading up the hill towards Massenet. Round the left-hander he goes. He just loses the back end. Hits the wall. Tries to correct. Loses it again. And hits the rear of the wall at Casino Square. Mounted on the curb. And stuck. I'll be honest with you though. Other than that, it was a very, very quiet race with nothing of any significance happening. Max Verstappen taking the win once again. A fourth win out of 4 races. There is no Verstappen, Max Verstappen. But for us, it's another P6. A second P6 of the season, but this time with Franco Colapinto. It's good to see the car up there around here. But I feel like this is just a circuit that'll benefit our car more than the upgrades actually doing more than the work of the upgrade. I feel like this is just a circuit-specific performance, but still, we'll take it. It's 8 more championship points on the board, and that will do just nicely.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
The checkered flag is out. We're going to be hearing that Dutch national anthem again because it's victory for Max Verstappen.
And of course, that's now 4 race wins in a row. They've got the momentum now, and it's starting to turn into a bit of a dominance.
It's time for our podium celebrations. And as ever in Formula One, 3 is the magic number. One of the all-time greats celebrates yet again. It's another podium, it's another top step for Max Verstappen. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the excitement of Formula One.
Max Verstappen taking his 4th win of the season. Ayrton Senna, though, back on the podium here at Monaco. And it's Mika Hakkinen in P3 as well. So a historic podium here with all of the top 3 comprising of drivers that have actually won the Monaco Grand Prix. Russell is 4th, Sainz 5th, Colapinto 6th, Piastri Doohan 7th and 8th. And that means, say, the championship with Lando Norris having such an off day, the gap is now 49 points. And Max is starting to become a little bit unreachable. And if anything, Norris has got to watch out because Tsunoda is coming for 2nd place. Russell is 4th, Senna up to 5th. With that fantastic result. Hakkinen now 6th. Leclerc in his pretty off season so far is 7th. Piastri 8th. And then it's Sainz and Antonelli 9th and 10th. With us as Colapinto in P12. Not a bad afternoon's work there at all. And in the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull 51 points clear of Mercedes, Ferrari 3rd, McLaren 4th, Williams an hour ahead of us in 5th. We're in P6 though, so we've pulled clear of Aston Martin. That's a positive to take. Well, thank you very much for watching this instalment of Career Mode. Please don't forget to leave a like and hit subscribe if you're new and you want to see more content from me. Until the next time, I have been Joe, TTFN, ta-ta for now, take care and enjoy the rest of your day.